Hey everyone, so I'm back again with another video. This time around I have some retro video game pickups to show you guys. I'm going to start out with the two items that, I got just because they were cheap enough and interesting enough to me, so I went ahead and got them. And for once I actually have a decent selection of stuff to show you guys here that I've gotten over the course of the last few weeks. So to start out with, for a quarter, I got this loose copy of Twisted Metal 4. I don't know why I even spent a quarter to get it. Sorry about the glare, I'll just put that down right now. But I spent a quarter on that, and I'm actually not even certain if I have that game already. I think I have it, but then again, there's at least 4 Twisted Metal games on the PS1, and I know that I have a couple of them already, so I'll have to look into that. And the other game that I got, I spent $4 on this, but it's a puzzle game. It's for the Game Boy. I thought I'd go for it. It's a copy of Hatris in just a generic sort of purple case. And it was at a thrift store that's just down the street from me, and I don't usually go to that thrift store because I haven't really found anything there. I know other people that have been there have found stuff there, and right now they also have a silver PSP for $30, but it has no battery, and I don't know if it'll work. And when I told her that it had no battery, she's like, well, I can do it for $15, and I thought about it for a second, but then I didn't. I didn't want to spend the money and then risk it not working. Anyways, to get a little bit more interesting here, I went to the other thrift store that's just down the street from me. They were doing a 50% off sale. They do those every few weeks. And for once, I found something there that I've never seen before, something that I've had a very hard time sort of locating at any thrift store or even any retail store for a fair enough price. I got another N64 controller. This time it's the Atomic Purple one, and it is crusted in dirt. It's really dirty, but it was marked at $4.99, and it was 50% off, so it was only $2.50 plus tax. And the stick is a little bit loose, but for the most part, it's still fine in my opinion. And none of the buttons stick. They're all pretty good. It's just very dirty and needs a thorough cleaning. Now, getting into the more interesting territory here, I don't know exactly which one I'll save for last, because there is not an exact disappointment here, but I bought one item knowing exactly what I was getting in it. So I guess I'll start out with this one here. I went to a flea market that I've never been to out on the East End, and I saw this one sort of booth. There was a woman selling a whole bunch of children's clothes, and right at the other end of it there was a guy who had a whole bunch of random video games, a lot of PS2, original Xbox, GameCube stuff, a couple of PS3, Wii, and 360 games, and a whole bunch of just random N64, Super Nintendo, and NES cartridges just sprawled inside of a display case, sort of just here or there, in no particular order to them. I ask if I could see the N64 games he has there. He tells me which ones. I'm like, just those ones there. And I pointed to all of them. I'm like, can I just take a look at all those N64 games? And he's like, okay, fine, whatever. And pulls them out, and I ask him, okay, so how much do you want for these ones? And he tells me, they're $25 each. And at first I'm like, fuck. I cannot ever find any sort of flea market where there's somebody selling games for dirt cheap, or even significantly less than retail price. He tried telling me that Rayman 2 on the N64 is a $50 game, and I'm like, yeah, sure, good for you. And I asked him, well, what's the best you can do on these 3 games that I ended up grabbing? And he tells me, oh, I really can't do less than $75. And I'm like, well, I've got $40 altogether. And he's like, no, 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 I can't do it. And he really wouldn't do anything about it. So I said, well, can I just get 1 game for $20? And he's like, okay, fine. So I grabbed this game here for $20, and it works just fine, and the label's pretty good. The cartridge itself is a little bit sort of smudged up, but, I mean, it'll be easy enough to clean. It's a copy of Mario Party 2. For $20, I thought it was a fair enough deal. In stores here in Toronto, Mario Party games on the N64 go for a hell of a lot more than $20. Even though in my opinion they should be priced between $30, $40 in that range, even in a retail setting, they get priced at like $60, $70, $80. I've seen some even worse in some really terrible stores that I just don't go to anymore. But to get it for $20, at least it's in my collection again. When I was younger, my sister had a couple of the Mario Party games, but then she got rid of them, and I was just very disappointed in her, but, I mean, I have no control over what she does, so I had to just get over it and hope that I could find some of these, at least, for a decent enough deal sometime in the future. Next up, I went to Buy and Sell Kings on the Danforth. It's a store that I don't go to all that often, but I do find things that are interesting enough there every so often. I'm going to say, first of all, that this game is actually not inside this case. I knew that the game was not inside this case, and that the game that was in here was this here, Mortal Kombat 2 for PC. It's a DOS CD-ROM. I mean, it's in good condition, and it's not a common thing to find, but it's also not rare or worth much. But I got the case because of the game that this is for. It was inside of a Sega CD case. The case itself is in very good condition, the manual is in good condition, and the back art is also in good condition. And it's the case and manual for Shining Force CD. And I paid $19 for that, which is kind of a lot to pay, but I don't know, I find a lot of Sega CD and Sega Saturn games loose, so there could be a good chance that I'll find this here. If not, I might just save up money, trade towards a copy of it at another store if I find one soon, or just trade up and get a complete copy of this and maybe sell this off to somebody else who needs it. Now, the last game that I got here, I got it as part of a trade. I pretty much traded, what was it again? Evil Dead, Fistful of Boomstick, and, oh god, what was the other game? Star Wars Republic Commando. I'm forgetting these even though I just was talking about it a few minutes ago. I traded those 2 games for a Dreamcast game that will be in another video, and this PS1 game here. I mentioned in another video that it was a PS1 game that I also traded for. And I'm very happy to add this to my collection. I still haven't played the first one. That is the first game in this series. I don't know if I should call it a series, really. It's just the 2 games. But it is based on a very popular Capcom character, not the exact same one, obviously, that's in other series with the same character, but it's a very hard game to find. It's a pretty fun game to play, in my opinion. Some people complain about the camera controls, but honestly, I think it's a lot better than what I've seen in certain other games, especially for the PS1. I guess I shouldn't wait much longer to show you guys this. I have no reason to show you to wait any longer. That is, it's Mega Man Legends 2 for the PS1. It's complete. The disc itself is pretty scratched up, but I don't know. A lot of PS1 games that I have are really, really scratched up, and they still play just fine. And I played through about the first hour or so of this game, and it's working just fine to this point. I don't know about later on. Maybe at some point it'll stop reading or whatever, and I'll have to figure it out at that point. But it was a good deal, and I didn't really want to pass up an opportunity to at least own the game in any sort of format. But that's what I got, pretty much. 3 more games to add to the collection, 1 loose disc that I might already have, and an empty game case for a pretty awesome game, and hopefully I'll be able to complete that sometime soon. And that's it. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below. Sorry about the glare. Sorry if that's been bothering you this entire time. And I think that's all I have to say. See ya.